Hello Aries, my name is Jason. This is your general tarot reading for April 2019. It's a general reading, so it could be about love, career, questions at the forefront of your mind. You'll know in the first couple of minutes if this is resonating for you, I would think. If it is or if it isn't, please check out my readings for your rising sign and your moon sign. I find they so often resonate more strongly than the sun sign. But for now, you go into this period with this Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords talks about some kind of deception. Also talks about perhaps there's some responsibility that you're trying to avoid, or some admission to yourself. You're not really owning up to something about yourself, or something about what you've done. Perhaps you're making excuses somehow. We'll see how that goes, but that seems to be where you're at now. If it's not that, then there could be someone around you who's being very deceptive, but I'm thinking that this is you perhaps needing to take some ownership of something. What's crossing you? You have the Star card. Okay, this is a beautiful card of hope. So what's happening here is I'm pretty sure you're feeling quite optimistic about things, but you're not putting that into practice somehow. So you know there's something better out there for you, and you can see it, but you're not taking the steps to take that leap of faith somehow, to see the goodness, to see the real world as it is. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Your conscious goal. Your conscious goal seems to be to make a decision. You have the Two of Swords here. The Two of Swords talks about needing to make a decision, but you don't have all the information, or perhaps you don't know where it might lead you. You have a little bit of time, but if you have a look at this card, the tide seems to be coming in behind this lady here. She's blindfolded, so she may not realize that there is a certain time that she needs to act on. Okay, or the time is creeping up on her more quickly than she realizes, and so there's a decision there which she needs to make. She's not sure about which way to go yet. Okay, your unknown influence. You have the Two of Pentacles. So again, this talks about a decision, but I'm thinking this decision is going to require you to drop something in your life which needs to go. Perhaps there's too much going on for you. Perhaps there's maybe two or more people that you seem to be juggling here. If it's not people, then if it's a career thing for you, there's a lot happening, and you're realizing for these ships to come out the back that something will need to go. Now, you don't know what this is yet, and you don't know what the next opportunity is. How interesting that there's a lot of mystery here, seems to be, Aries. Your past influence. Okay, so past influence, this is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands talks about some kind of communication that you've received, or there's been some communication going backwards and forwards, perhaps over the internet. You met someone over the internet, or you made an arrangement over the internet, and I'm feeling it might have been causing this confusion for you, this decision or conflict within you, which is almost forcing you to confront yourself here. Okay, which seems to be what the Seven of Swords is about. Okay, in the near future position, you have the Death card. So there's an approaching end of something, and perhaps you've seen this coming. Okay, the Death card is a card of rebirth, in a sense, or transformation, but something about your situation, or perhaps even something about you and the way you are seeing the world, or the way you're doing things, you know it needs to change. And it looks like there will be a realization coming for you, which is going to allow you to put this into practice. I think you'll wake up one morning in April and you'll just realize, look, this can't keep going. I'm better than this. I'm feeling this is about valuing yourself and what you have to offer, and maybe realizing that the path that you've been on has not been serving you, that I'm feeling you've just been so impulsive that you found it very difficult to not give in to these temptations that you've been having, whatever they are. You'll know what they are. I say it could be drugs, could be um, internet connections, if you like, maybe hookups. But you're realizing that whatever's going on hasn't really been serving you, and it's like it's chipping away at you somehow. It's every time you do this activity, or you give in to someone, or you lie to yourself about something, it's you can see now that it's taking away from you, and you really want to change, and this is a battle for you. I can feel that this is a real conflict within you, Aries. What are you bringing to the situation? Okay, you have here the Wheel of Fortune. So something is about to happen. The wheel is turning in your favor. So I'm feeling that perhaps you've met someone recently who might have said something, or they've given you some kind of an epiphany, and your life is moving in a new direction. Perhaps you've had a stroke of luck somehow, and perhaps it's because of this person you've met, or some circumstances have allowed things some space. So someone's perhaps left your life now, or they're leaving your life, and you're feeling a sense of freedom about that, that things can finally move forward. I'm feeling that you have been feeling quite stuck a little bit, and perhaps this death card is signifying the end of that. Okay, but that's very interesting. We'll see what may come of that. Your environment. This is the way you are seeing the world, or perhaps the way the world is seeing you and your position in it. You have the Page of Wands here. So the Page of Wands is a charismatic energy. They're enthusiastic. They're prepared to make mistakes. Sometimes they go off without really planning something, and they're not even sure of where they're going, but they are willing to just take a leap. I often think of the Fool when I think of the Page of Wands. There's some fire in you. You know you need to move forward, or perhaps the world is seeing you this way, that they're seeing you as a young person or a young energy which is not afraid to take risks, okay? And that can be working against you. Perhaps you're too easily led into things somehow, I'm feeling. Your hopes and fears for the month of April. You have the Ten of Cups. Fantastic. Okay, so with this new change in luck that you're having, you're seeing that there's a future for you. Okay, so I'm really seeing here, Aries, that you've got the Death card in your approaching influence, and you're bringing like a new sense of optimism, a new sense of things are finally moving. And then in your hopes and fears, you have this Ten of Cups, which is showing that you're really seeing some emotional fulfillment is available to you. But again, I'm feeling that there's something stopping you, some temptation, some urge, there is a path to enlightenment or happiness, but something keeps pulling you back. Perhaps you're trapped in some kind of obsessive behavior, and it's got to do with perhaps something to do on the internet. Okay, in your outcome, Aries, your outcome, this is the Six of Swords, so you will be walking away or moving away from something. Perhaps you've even thought of moving house, or it could be like literally moving, but I'm thinking this is you've changing your mindset, and you've decided that you have to move away, and you will move away from this habit that you have, this obsession. It's like a phase you're going through, and you've realized that it's not working for you, and you've decided enough's enough, and you're going to find something else. Okay, perhaps there'll be like another distraction for you. So this distraction may be in the form of a sound relationship that you're going to have a go at, or it might be just a new hobby or something which will keep you off the internet and doing something more productive, I'm feeling. So I'm feeling quite positive about this, Aries. But we'll clarify some of these now and see where it ends up. But I'm feeling that this is a pretty clear reading here. You know what you're avoiding responsibility from, if you like, or not facing up to. In the Seven of Swords, why is the Seven of Swords here in the opening position for Aries for April? Happy birthday, by the way, Aries. If your birthday's in either behind us or just in front of us. Okay, Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here? You have Judgment. Okay, yes. So the Judgment card talks about rebirth. Yes. It's also a card of karma. Okay, so perhaps you've hurt somebody's feelings, and now someone perhaps has done the same thing to you. So perhaps you left someone out in the cold without without the right kind of sensitivity, and now this is perhaps happening to you and you're starting to feel that as well. So something's come back to you, but this is also a card of realization. So you've learned something about this, about your behavior, okay, and now I'm thinking you're hoping for this new start. Okay, so I'm thinking that you have realized that I'm feeling you've hurt someone, and that's come back to you in the same kind of way. So perhaps you played someone and then along comes someone you like and then they played you, or something like that. Okay, now the Star card. Why is the Star card here? So the Star card I'm feeling is a card of hope, and there's something stopping you from fully realizing this hope, from taking advantage of the good things that are coming to you. And I feel it's about just taking responsibility. Let's have a look. So you've got the Star card here, and that's clarified by Temperance. Okay, that's balance. All right, so you see the person in this card here, they're mixing, stirring something up, trying to get the chemistry just right here. And perhaps that's what you're doing. You're trying to get some kind of balance within yourself, okay? And this balance could be about the effort you put into something, matching what you want with what you've got, that kind of thing. And I'm feeling at the moment there's a bit of a mix-up. You're chasing something and it's not getting you anywhere what you want, and so I'm seeing later on that's changing in April for you. Okay, so that's good, Aries. So let's have a look now in your conscious goal. You need to make this decision. The tide's coming in. What's this about? Okay, so you may not realize that the tide is coming in. Okay, the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups is, it could be a person, could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, perhaps a Cancer, and I'm feeling that you're steering towards this person, or this person is interested, or there's a feeling you want to contact this person somehow. It might just be to apologize. So it's like there's some unfinished business there, and you want to do it, but it looks like you're trying to protect yourself. You're a bit worried about being hurt or rejected, or if you're making an apology to this person who has water sign qualities, you're a bit worried that you might be rejected, or you don't know how that will be accepted. That's what I've got there. So it looks as though at least you're considering an apology. So perhaps you're feeling a bit of guilt about everything that's happened in the past. I'm feeling a lot of this has already happened, and you're trying to move forward somehow to clear out your karma here, which is this Judgment. You want to say something to someone. Okay, so why is the Eight of Wands here? What was the Eight of Wands here for Aries in the past? What was this communication about? This sequence of communications, you've met someone online or something's happened online, there's some sense of betrayal, and you have the World card. Okay, so this was a start. It was someone you've met online has helped you realize a new chapter in your life, to realize something about yourself. Perhaps there's a sense of value that you've learned to place on yourself now through this person you've met. Okay, and it's allowed you to see yourself in a new way, but there's still some things, some baggage there which is stopping you from really moving ahead and acting on this new awareness about yourself. You'll know what this is if it's talking to you. Please let me know what it is. So in the unknown influence, you have the Two of Pentacles. So why is the Two of Pentacles here? What does, or what might Aries need to drop or get rid of to allow these ships to come in? Why is the Two of Pentacles here for Aries in the unknown influence position? And you have the High Priestess. Okay, so the High Priestess generally talks about it's like following your intuition, but there are also some secrets coming out, so, or some truths to be learned. Okay, so secrets will be coming out, and that's going to help you somehow learn a little bit more about yourself. Or I'm getting the feeling you're going to see this person again, whoever this person is. I'm really feeling there's a person here. You might see them again just passing in the street, and you won't really know how to react. You've got something to say to them, and I'm not feeling if you're going to be able to say it or not. I'm feeling this person, though, if they're the King of Cups, they'll be fairly receptive to whatever you've got to say. So you've just got a bit of a fear that you might be rejected. Okay, in the future approaching influence, you have the Death card. What's this Death card here for? Why is the Death card here in the approaching influence for Aries? And you have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles talks about financial abundance. Okay, so I'm feeling here that there's some money coming in for you. And I'm feeling you sort of already know this, and it's going to allow you to make a renovation, or put some carpet down or something. Perhaps it's because of this, the end. Someone's moved out of your house, and now you're feeling the clear space that you can put something in there you just feel better about your home or your environment, that you can start to put the work in, put the money in, make it feel like it's more of your territory rather than someone else's who might have just been interfering a little bit. Okay, and so where are you now? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so what are you bringing into April? Why is it, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which is a sense of being able to move forward now. You're feeling like your luck's changed. Why is a Wheel of Fortune here for Aries? And you have the Five of Cups. Okay, so the Five of Cups talks about regret, but it also talks about turning around and seeing that you've still got these two good cups here. Okay, so remember when I said you're not taking full advantage of the opportunity? There's something stopping you from seeing your blessings. Okay, so you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which is generally talking about a change of luck, and it generally talks about moving in your favour, but you're not seeing that. You're looking at these three spilt cups. So what you're being asked to do here is turn around, see those two nice upright cups, and work with those. Fair enough. Yes, we all make mistakes. We've all done things we'd rather not do, and we regret them. But this is a time perhaps to just forgive yourself and move on. Okay. Now, your environment, the way the world sees you, the way you see the world, you have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands talks about charisma, a young energy, perhaps a little too eager sometimes. Quite often the Page of Wands thinks without or acts without thinking and can get themselves into a little bit of trouble. So why is the Page of Wands here in this position for Aries? And you have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles talks about waiting around for a payoff. So because it's clarifying the Page of Wands in your environment, it looks like you're waiting for this money to come in, or you're waiting for the results of some work that you've done. So if it's not about money, it's about perhaps some work you've done on yourself somehow. Perhaps you've put some feelers out for a romantic partner somehow, or you've put the message out there that you're looking for a romantic partner and you're just waiting for the right one to come along, but you're looking at all these options here. Perhaps you've done all this work and you're not really happy with what the result is somehow, and so you're waiting for something good to come of this. Okay, this will make sense to you if this is resonating. Okay, 10 of Cups. Don't need to clarify that. That's what you want. You want this emotional fulfillment. You're hanging around waiting for it. You've done a bit of work, or you think you've done a bit of work. Perhaps you've been doing the work in the wrong ways or in the wrong direction. And the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is your outcome card. You're walking away or moving away from something. Let's clarify. Please clarify the Six of Swords in the outcome position for Aries. You have Seven of Cups, more choices. Okay, so I would be concerned, Aries, that you're going to go back into this circle of confusion again. Okay, so remember I said you're moving along but you're not sure where you're going. Then the Seven of Cups is saying, well, yes, you might be heading into another dilemma. Okay, so I'm feeling you might be repeating the cycle somehow. So look, that's what I've got here, Aries, as far as your reading goes. It looks like that you've been deceiving yourself about something. You know what the truth is, but it's very difficult for you to accept it and then act on it, even though you know there are great opportunities for you there. You seem to be always almost consciously deliberately choosing the wrong person or the wrong situation, maybe going for instant gratification rather than seeing the long-term benefits of something. Look, I'd appreciate if you could leave me a comment about how that's resonating for you, Aries. Hopefully it all goes well for you. Have a great month, and hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.